A warm welcome from Go Global Ways. Let me introduce myself to you all. I am Dr. Nidhi Khurana, a computer science doctorate who believes in holistic learning. As an academician, say about, I am having an experience of 16 plus years working as an associate professor with IP University, New Delhi, and mainly involving in providing training to various computer technologies to MCA students and involved in various administrative works. In 2013, I joined as a vice president in Madover Games, an MNC creating gaming app worldwide. There is a thirst in education that we used to discuss always. Despite lots of efforts, our current education system cannot keep pace with how quickly technology is changing, and they lack the resources to adopt. They have less focus on practical implementation. Thus, we founded Go Global Ways with the hope that we can introduce children to STEAM related fields at a very young age and encourage them that an integrative, cooperative approach to learning from failure is vitally important in their education and the future success of our nation. Coding is the basic skill in today's modern world and is especially important in science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. We at Go Global Ways make kids learn coding, robotics, AI, IoT at the age of 7 till 13. Without further ado, I would like to kick off the webinar by welcoming today's speaker, Pankaj Verma, CTO of STEMpedia. He is young and dynamic techie who breathes to simplify STEAM learning for children. He is an engineering graduate from IIT Kanpur and has created numerous patent technologies over the years. He has won many awards and won many competitions during his education time. So I welcome Pankaj and I hope you all will enjoy your time with him. Over to Pankaj.
Uh, Thank you, Nidhi. Uh, Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this webinar on artificial intelligence for kids. So, yes. So, today we will be looking at how kids like you, or if you are a parent, then your kid can learn artificial intelligence. So, before starting the webinar, I will go through the outline first. So, we will kickstart it by introducing you with what artificial intelligence is, and like help like using an analogy of human intelligence, we will understand it better. Then I will introduce you to the software PictoBlocks, which you can see used to make artificial intelligence and machine learning projects. So if you want to make and then we will be looking at the various tools like face detection, speech recognition, and and other tools to make artificial intelligence and machine learning project. So during this webinar, we will also be making a project. So if you want to install PictoBlocks, then you can install PictoBlocks as well. We will be adding the link of the PictoBlocks download link from our in the chat, so you can download PictoBlocks and you can sign in into the PictoBlocks so that you can do the activity with us during this webinar as well. So if you are not able to do the activity after this, then you can go back and see the webinar from the recordings that we will send you again, and you can try to make that project again. So we will be like making a we will be doing this fun activity as well. And then lastly, we will look at how you can learn this technology using a course that we have developed on artificial intelligence for like you, for kids. So we will look at that as well. So if you have any questions during the webinar, please type the questions into the chat box, and we will be taking those questions after the like at the end of the webinar, and when we have covered all the things. Okay, so without further ado, we will start off with the webinar. Okay, so how do you feel when you get all when you get all the questions correct in a tough exam, or you solve a challenging puzzle in a record time, or you recognize and remember the names of all the players in your football team, or you get a laugh from your friends on on a hilarious joke that you have cracked? So how do you feel when all this thing happens? Okay, so yes, you are right. You feel intelligent. But what exactly is intelligence? How you are when you do these things, how do you tell okay, this is intelligence. Like I am intelligent, or I feel an intelligent boy or a girl. How do you feel that? So let us define human intelligence first, and we will understand artificial intelligence with a reference to human intelligence. So human intelligence can be described as the ability to perceive, understand, and analyze information. So you can what you do is you scan your environment, you perceive all the things, you understand it, and then analyze and act based upon it. It's like when you play cricket or any play any sport activity, based on the position of the players or based on those, you like uh, perform the action. So you have to analyze the environment, and we analyze it very well. Okay, we as human analyze it very well. The second thing is the ability to learn and increase knowledge. So it is very important aspect of human intelligence. Like we can from our early age, we are able to learn new and new things, and we are able to increase our knowledge based on our experience. So we learn okay, this is my mom, this is my dad, we learn about this is these are my brothers and sisters, and this is India. So we understand all these things, we learn all these things, and we increase our knowledge. So that is also very much important in human intelligence. And the last one is based on the past experience and the current situation that you have, like environment, or based upon the questions, you make decisions and make decisions and act based on it. So these are the three main things when we talk about human intelligence. And if you are able to do these things, then we tell them that okay, you are intelligent. So you should be able to perceive, understand, analyze information. You should be able to learn and increase knowledge and make decisions based on the knowledge. So these are the three abilities, and these things actually makes us different from other animals and make us human. So now that we have understand human intelligence, or we have talked about human intelligence, now we can correlate it and with artificial intelligence and understand artificial intelligence. So yes, so artificial intelligence, or AI, is the design of the intelligent computer that can mimic human intelligence. So whatever we as a human do, or we are capable of doing, we want computers to become to do that thing as well. So in the recent times, you have seen Alexa, which is a personal assistant which mimics personal assistants. And then there are a lot of applications which are coming up, and they are which mimic human intelligence. What we are trying to do, we are trying to replace humans by machines. So design of those intelligent computers is called is artificial intelligence. This can be identifying objects from images like we do with our eyes and brains. It can be recognizing faces, recognizing and understanding speech, language, text, and much more. But do we say that we have made, when do we say that okay, we have made a computer intelligent? So how do we define that? So a computer is termed as intelligent if it has the ability to gather information through camera, mic, or other senses. So it has to get information through get information about the environment, similar to how we perceive our environment. So computer should be able to perceive its environment, then analyze it, to make decisions and act to complete a task automatically without any human intervention. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, there should be very little to no human intervention. So no human should be is required when a machine becomes intelligent. So let's see and understand this thing with some examples. Okay. So we have been using this artificial intelligence technology even without realizing it. So most of our social media platforms like Facebook, Snapchat, and Snapchat use face recognition in their application, which is similar to human vision or how human recognize face. Similarly, we have been using Alexa to simplify our lives. So these are the two applications that we use in daily life, which use artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's see other applications as well. Yes. So here you can see an example of industrial application. So intelligence is used to, here the AI is being used to identify the position of the pancake using the camera. So this is an industry where the pancakes are being made, and the pancake has to be sorted for packaging. So when they are made, they are made randomly. So using this system, they are able to automate this thing. So uh, now, once the camera detects the position of the pancake, then a robotic arm organizes the pancake using that information. So here you can see that. So this is a very classic example of how artificial intelligence is used in automation to make the process fast, reliable, and accurate without any human intervention. You might have heard about self-driving cars. So they also use artificial intelligence to detect pedestrians and other vehicles. So like here you can see a car is using a camera to identify different other vehicles on the street and like persons and pedestrians onto the street as well. So after the camera, like after the self-driving car has scanned its environment, now what it can do is, after sensing the environment, it can take decision to go forward, backward, left, right, or do other actions as well. So this is how artificial intelligence is used in self-driving cars. But why should we you care about all these things? All these things many people say all these things are big boys or club, or like big boys things, or only uh, like adults can understand this thing and do this. So that is completely wrong. So we don't know. So the main reason why you should be able to understand this is because we don't want you to become a passive consumer of this technology, where you are just using this technology and know nothing about it, how it's work, how it works, and all those things. Instead, we want you to become an active contributor where you can develop your own innovative solutions using artificial intelligence. So here you would be developing your own like Alexa and all those applications that you see by yourself, and you would be able to share it with your friends and share with the community, and you will become an active contributor to this technology instead of a passive consumer of this technology. So there are a lot of benefits of learning artificial intelligence. So learning artificial intelligence will help you develop an interest in STEM, which is STEM and STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And because AI is more about doing rather than just learning the theory, so this makes artificial intelligence an easy way to engage into STEAM activities. AI also helps you develop necessary programming skills, problem solving skills, and teamwork. AI will also generate an curiosity in you in order to learn other technologies as well, like robotics. After this, you will be easily able to learn robotics. You will be able to learn other programming application, physical computing, electronics, and all those things. You can explore those technology or the STEAM activities, and then you would be able to um, like explore those things as well. So this is a very good gateway for you to develop the interest or curiosity in STEAM activities. So we will be using PictoBlocks, which is a graphical programming software based on Scratch 3.0 made by MIT. So this PictoBlocks allows you to make artificial intelligence and machine learning projects. So this PictoBlocks, we will be using this PictoBlocks application in order to learn learn these techniques and implement these techniques into our projects. Yeah. So this allows PictoBlocks allows you to make games. You can make games, you can make animations, you can program robots, and you can make artificial intelligence project as well. So we will see how to make AI projects in PictoBlocks. We will see it in coming slides. So before moving on to individual techniques, I will just summarize it, or I will show you what all techniques in artificial intelligence we will be talking about. So yeah, so you can see all the different tools and techniques that we have in PictoBlocks, and here is a uh, like a short preview of the same. So here you can see we have computer vision, which allows you to like recognize object and other other specific objects and landmarks from images. So you are like computer vision is similar to human vision. Then we have face recognition, then we have optical character recognition, speech recognition, and then machine learning. So we will be looking at all these tools in a very detailed manner in the coming slides. So let's start with the first one, which is computer vision. So computer vision is basically mimicking the human vision. So here what you are doing is you are mimicking what our eyes see. So when we see this photo, so the photo which you can see on your screen, then what do you see? So you see a ball, a sports ball, a sports bat, or a baseball bat, and then you see a person. So these three main dominant thing you are able to see. Okay, so we will look at how so using this computer vision you can recognize objects, brands, celebrities, and landmark from the images. Okay, so when you are analyzing for image features, we get information about individual object as well. So like when we are analyzing this image, we also get the position of this sports ball, the width of the sports ball, and the whatever is the name of the object that has been detected, we are able to get that. So we are getting attributes about individual objects as well that has been detected in the image. So it would be size, and size, the position on the image, and the whatever is the name of the object. Okay, so let's see how we can make this project in PictoBlocks. Okay, so I will be opening my PictoBlocks, and if you have already installed PictoBlocks and you want to do this activity, then you can do the activity side by side. Otherwise, what you can do is you can do the activity afterward after this session. Okay, so let's start with the activity. So when I start my PictoBlock, so this is the PictoBlock screen that we have got. And if you have like previously used any other programming platform like Scratch, then you would be able to recognize this thing. So here you can see we have an interface similar to Scratch, but we have a lot of add-ons. Into PictoBlocks built, so that you can make artificial intelligence and machine learning. So in order to sign in, what you have to do is like you have to click here and you have to join into PictoBlocks. So once you have joined into the PictoBlocks, you have to like sign in and do all those things. You would be able to like access the artificial intelligence block. So just go here and join in if you want. Otherwise, you can do the activity afterwards as well. We will be you will get the link um, of the uh, of the recording, so that you can follow the link, follow the webinar after it is being over as well. Okay, so now let's look at the interface and understand the interface. Okay, So this interface is here what you can see is there is this portion which is known as stage. So let's understand PictoBlock's interface with an example or an analogy. So you have seen theaters, or you have seen like whenever you are doing your morning assemblies, or there what you have is you have your stage where all the things happen. So someone comes and gives the speech, or those things happen. So this is a stage where all the action happens. So when you are making games, you are making animation, all the things will happen here. Next, what are the so this is the stage, and you can change the background of the stage as well. So we will you can upload the backdrop as well. And then there are sprites. So these sprites are the actors who perform on the stage. So like on the stage, what you do is you can see someone what you can do what you have is a lot of actors come, like your principal would come, or students come, and then they do certain activities. Okay, so this Toby is over that actor, and this is known as sprite. Okay, so this is your sprite. Okay, so this sprite can do actions on the stage. Now, how it can do the actions? So every if you see the actors, how they perform, then they have the script which using which they perform. So here you would be able to see these blocks. You can see it here. So we use this block to make changes, or like to do actions on the stage. So like here we have move 10 steps. So whenever I click on this move 10 steps, the sprite will move 10 step forward. Toby is moving 10 step forward. Okay, so you are moving 10 step forward. So this is a upgraded version of Scratch. And in Scratch, you would not be able to do artificial intelligence or machine learning things. So we have build on the Scratch, and we have added a lot of tools and other things onto the Scratch. Okay, so you can whenever I click on this, this will move for like go 10 step ahead. Okay, so similarly like this we have other blocks. So like we have like this block, go to random position. So all these blocks have a particular functionality. So whenever I click on this block or execute this block, that function or that thing happens. Like I can say glide 1 second to random position, so the sprite will guide to a random position. So all this thing is happening in real time. Okay, now what we will do is now what we have to understand is like these blocks are colored into different these blocks are colored differently. Okay, so the motion block are colored in blue, looks are colored into purple, and then we have sound. So all these things are colored like this because we want the function because they have a certain functionality. So if you talk about moving the object on moving the sprite on the stage, then you will be going to motion, and you will be looking at the move actions. So like here you can see you have to go to move. If you want to change the look or want the sprite to say, then you can click like get this block, say hello, and this will say hello. Okay, so this I will write hello world. So it will say hello world. Okay. Now, if you want to like play sound, then you can play sound as well. So you might not hear the sound through this. So whenever I'm clicking here, the sound is also getting played. Now, after that, we have other functionality as well. So like other blocks are related to other operations as well, but we will not go into that detail, because in this we wanted to learn about more about artificial intelligence. So we will replicate the previous activity that we had. So the previous activity was this one. So we will do this activity. So I am sharing the file with you on this thing. So if you want, you can download the file and do that activity with you as well. So I have shared the file with you on the chat. You can maybe download. Okay. Now what we will do is we will first upload the photo, the image that you want. So now I can just choose the backdrop. So I will not choose the backdrop from the library. I will be uploading the backdrop. So I can upload custom backdrops as well. So like I will be uploading a baseball backdrop. So when I click on this baseball backdrop, you will see the image comes onto the stage. So now we have our image on in our project. Okay, so once you have inside, like go in here, and then you have the image on to your stage. Now what we have to do is what the process of artificial intelligence would be. Once we first we have to gather the environment. So what we have done, we have captured an image from a camera and we have added the image on the stage. So we have captured the environment. Now what we will do is now we will analyze the image to get the objects to detect object. So we will be detecting objects like person or the bat and the ball that we had. So now we have to add those things. So for that, first what we have to do, we have to go into boards and we have to select Evive. So this you have to do. So you don't require hardware right now. No hardware is required. You can just do the artificial intelligence without the hardware. But this you have to do. So you have to go into board, and then you have to go in and click on Evive. So once you click on Evive, some blocks will come. So hardware-based blocks will come, but we will not be looking at those blocks. What we will look at is we will add an artificial intelligence block. To add the artificial intelligence block, what we will do is we will click on this add extension. So on the bottom left corner, you have add extension. When you click on this, you will get these extensions. So you have artificial intelligence, then you have machine learning, then you have face detection, then you have other extensions like object detection, then human body detection. So all these 5 extensions are the artificial intelligence extension that we have in PictoBlocks. So when I click on this PictoBlocks, what it says is the recognition blocks in AI process data over cloud, and so it will take 1 or 2 seconds to report. So whenever we are analyzing the object, the images, it will take. So this particular feature takes 1 or 2 seconds to like analyze the images and those things. Okay, so now we have got the artificial intelligence block here. Okay, so we have all the artificial intelligence block here. Now what we can do is now we have got our images. We have got the image into the stage. Next, what we have to do is we have to analyze that image. So we can analyze that image using these 3 blocks, either of the 3 blocks. So here you can see like you can analyze image from camera, or you can analyze image from your stage, costume, or backdrop, or you can analyze an image from the URL of the image. So we will not be using this URL or this one. We'll be using this analyzing the image from the stage. So here we are analyzing the image for image features. You can also analyze for face detail, handwritten text, or printed text. So we will be looking at these things when we go later on to other techniques. So we will be recognizing this. And once I click on this, okay, so instead of having to analyzing stage, we will analyze the backdrop, so that we are only analyzing the backdrop that we have. So we will not be analyzing this character. So okay, so I will just get the block here, analyze image. So when I click on this, the block will execute. It will take some few seconds to analyze, and then after that it will stop glowing. So if here it has stopped glowing, now that means it has analyzed all the objects and it has saved it into a local variable. So what we can do is we can go further here, and here you can see image features, and we can get those things, like count those, get the information about the object from here. So like here we are detecting object. So using this block, what I can get is recognize object count. So when I click on this, okay, so here we are only recognizing 2 objects. Okay, so what I can do is I can make this backdrop a little bit bigger. So I will just do that by going to the paint editor and make it a little bit bigger, and just click on this. Okay, so yeah, we have to click on this. Okay, so here it is recognizing. Okay, we are analyzing the stage. Instead, we have to analyze backdrop. So I will just recognize that. Okay, so when we are analyzing for backdrop, we are getting only 2 objects. And when if I like so once we have analyzed this image, we have to like draw the square box as well. So let's get the square box first, and then we can okay, so let's get the square box. So to get this, what we will do is instead of having Toby, we will change it to a square box. Okay, square box is like in the PPT, you would be you were able to see like we were drawing the square boxes. Okay, so we will be drawing the square boxes as well. Okay, so for that we need some we will change the square box, like change Toby to the square box. To do that, what we will change the costume of the Toby. So what I will do, I will go to Toby, I will go to costume, and I will add a costume. So when I click here, you will see like you will be able to see other costumes. I will just add this orange box, and here you can see, you can find the orange box, and I can go back to code. Okay, so if you are so what you have to do, you have to go to Toby, go to costumes, add costume, and add a orange box costume. Okay, then you have to go back to code. Okay, now what we have here is we have the square box. Okay, now what we will do, we will try to like whatever objects that we have identified. How many objects we have identified? We have identified 2 objects. Okay, so the computer is able to identify 2 objects. So first, let us see what are the 2 objects. So what we can do is like we can use this block recognize name, and we can go to objects, and we can click object 1 name. So first object name is sports ball. So the sports ball is being identified, and then we will click it here like 2, and then click here. So baseball bat. So it is able to recognize the sports ball and the baseball bat. If we change it to stage, four objects are identified. So we will just check what all other objects has been identified. We will click on 3. It says baseball bat. Click on 2. It says sports ball. Click on 1. It says headwear. So this we are able to identify this headwear as well, like this helmet. And then the 4th object is the person. So we are able to identify four person. If you're not able to hear me, then you can just refresh this and reconnect it so that you would be able to hear. Okay, so now what we will do, we have found the name of all the 4 objects, but what we want to do is we want to draw the square box on all the 4 boxes. So what we will do, we will make a script to do that. So we will start with this trigger. So this block, what it does, it like whatever block will make this block here, keep it here. So whatever script that we will make on the bottom, when we start, click on this flag button, this all the script will start. So what we will do, what we are doing able, what we will be doing is we will be repeating this, repeating a process. So let's first draw a square box on the sports ball, or the first object that has that we have detected. Okay, so to do that, what we have to do is like we have to go to motion. Okay, then in the motion you would be able to see like set x2 and set y2. You are able to see these two blocks in the motion, you would be able to see. Okay, so once you see this, what you can do is like you are able to get the location of each and every object using this block. So here you can see what you are able to identify is recognize celebrity, brand, or object. So we will select object. Object 1, X position. You are getting X position, Y position, width and height, and confidence. So when I click on this, this actually says me gets the the first person, the first object was the person. So X position of the object on the image. So that we are getting. We will click it here. Then we will duplicate this, and we will add the Y position. So when I click on this, you would be able to see, okay, first was the hardware. So we are able to go here. Okay, so the first object was, what was the first object? The first object was the headwear. So like we are able to go go to headwear. Okay, so what I am doing is, so what I am doing here is like we are setting the X and the Y position of the objects, the first object that we have got, and we will write what the first object is. To write the object, what you can do is you can write, go to looks and click on say. So if you are not able to follow all these things, it doesn't mean don't bother it. You will be able to see this recording again, and you can try it again at that time. So we are tight on time, so we will be completing this activity, and after that you can try this activity. Okay, so what we will do is we will go to here. We will add like say the object one name, and we will add this here when flagged is clicked. Okay, and there is one more thing. So like first see what happens when we do this. Okay, so it is saying like we are going to head this is the headwear. If I go right to, it says okay, this is a sports ball. If it says 3, it says the sports bat or the baseball bat. And then this is the 4, the fourth object. So this is the person. So here you can see the square box is not like going big or small. So what we can do is we can go to looks, and we can set the size of the size of this box as well. So we can set the size to the width of the object. So using the same block we have here, object, and then width. So here you can see when we change the width, it's telling that okay, this is the it shows this is the person. So now we are able to identify the position of the object, the size of the object, and we are not able to name the object as well. So we can just try to do it for one, and you would be able to see okay, we are able to identify the headwear as well. So similarly you can make this program, and we will so similarly using loops, what you can do is like you can draw all the 3 squares like we have here, and you can identify the objects on the picto blocks using this. Okay, So I will be closing the PictoBlocks activity here only. A lot of you, many like a lot of students have not installed PictoBlocks, and so I would I just wanted to give you a taste of it, how it will work. And this is a very basic activity. So if you are not able to follow it, don't matter. You can go over the recording again, and you can try to implement each and every step as well. Okay, so we will come to the application part, the other applications that you can do with artificial intelligence, or the other tools and techniques that we have. So first was the computer vision. So here you are able to identify objects, you are able to identify brands and logos. So you would be able to identify McDonald's, KFC, those things you can identify. You can identify Nike. So all those brands you would be able to identify from the images. You would be able to identify celebrities. So Shah Rukh Khan, or like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. So these are very popular celebrities. So we would be able to identify them as well. And then you would be able to identify popular landmarks from the images as well. So like Eiffel Tower, Taj Mahal, or other wonders of the world. Yeah. So the next thing is the face detection. So face detection is a subset of, or a sub application of computer vision, where we are more focusing on identifying faces. So face detection is widely used in mobile phones for various applications like phone unlock and face filters. So so here you can see we are making square boxes on the front of the faces, and we are writing the age and all those things. So and when you analyze for face for images in face detection, you are able to get different parameters associated with each face. Like you can get age, you can get gender, you can get expression, and you can get positions as well. Okay, so yeah, so this was face detection. And you can also make these kind of games, which is this is a expression mimic game, where the kid has to mimic the various expression in least amount of time. Okay, so this is a very good application of face detection, where the computer is able to identify the different expressions made by the kid, and use them into the games as well. And then you can do face recognition as well. So you can also implement face recognition, where you are saving the face in the memory of the machine, and later do face matching to identify if the particular face has been detected or not. So like here what we are doing is we are identifying two faces. We have saved two faces, of Ansh and Sarah, and the computer is able to identify the face and label the face as Ansh and Sarah. So using this, you can make phone unlock, or face-based attendance system. Those kind of applications you can make using face recognition. So the third tool or technique is optical character recognition, which is widely used for analyzing images for text. So here what you can do is you are able to analyze image for handwritten and printed text. Okay, so you are able to identify the license, like the computer is able to identify the license number or read a newspaper for you. So all these applications are possible with optical character recognition, which is the third technique that we have in PictoBlocks. You can make real life applications with this as well, like a gift sorting machine, which recognizes the text from the images and sort the gift according to the name. So here when it's like John is identified, the gift goes to John, and if Hazel is identified, the gift goes to Hazel. So like this is very much similar to how postcards were sorted very previously in 90s and 2000 2000 when the postcard was sorted using computer vision. So we were able to identify the pin number, and according to the pin number identified using OCR, we were able to sort the mails into different categories. Okay, so the next is the speech recognition, which using which you can make projects where the machine recognizes the text from audio files in 26 different languages. So like you can make your so using this you can make your own Alexa. So here what we have is I guess you would not, it might be inaudible for you. So here what we are doing is I am telling, okay, Alexa, play Spider-Man song. So the computer, so this project is actually made in PictoBlocks, where the computer identifies, computer first record the command, yeah, and then analyze the command to get the text, and lastly play the music according to the command. So whenever I am saying like play Spider-Man song, it identifies the keyword as Spider-Man, and it plays that song. And if I say Mario song, play Mario song, then it identifies the Mario keyword and play that song. So this is how a normal Alexa would all work, and you would be able to make your own Alexa using speech recognition in PictoBlocks as well. Yeah. So those four tools were the artificial intelligence tool. Now the fifth tool is machine learning. So machine learning is the method of training machines to classify image, human pose, and audio into different classes. Like when you start learning in very early age, you gradually learn to identify or like differentiate between a cat or a dog. So similarly, you can teach a machine to classify image into cats and dog using machine learning. So let's take an example. So in this project, a student have developed an image based model where it classifies if the person is wearing a mask or not. So if the person is wearing a mask, Toby says thank you for wearing the mask, and if the person is not wearing the mask, then it says please wear the mask. So here you can see, yes. So this using machine learning, you what you do is you train the machine to classify images, human pose, and audio into different class. So this is machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, and you can also train a machine to identify human pose as well. But yeah, before going to that part, first let's just see this example. So using this application of machine learning, you can make rock paper scissor game where the machine is trained to identify different gestures as rock, paper, and the scissor. Okay, so you can identify if I am making a rock sign, or I'm making a paper sign, or a scissor sign. So when the machine is trained on identifying these gestures, after training the machine, you can make projects like this where you are playing rock paper scissor game against a computer. So you would just be showing the showing the your whatever gesture you want to make, rock paper or scissor, and then machine would able to identify it from the images or the camera feed, and then it would play against you. So that's how you can make games and games using artificial intelligence and machine learning as well. So you can also make pose detector to classify pose into different class. So like here we have made two class. Like first is hands up and the second is hands down. So whenever my hands are going from up position to down position, Toby detects the change in the pose and increase the jumping jack count. So here you can see we are getting machine learning into a real life application as well. Like you are able to train the machine to identify the human pose that we are making, and then using by identifying the pose, we are able to count jumping jacks, and you can do other activities as well, like dancing, identifying the dancing pose, and all those things you would be able to do. Yeah, so we have looked at all the new artificial intelligence and machine learning features in PictoBlocks, and here is the summary of the same. So we have looked at computer vision, which you can use to identify brands, celebrities, objects, and landmark from images. Then we have seen face recognition, which deals with recognizing face from images to get age, gender, expression, and position of all the faces detected in the image. Then we have seen optical character recognition, which deals with recognizing printed and handwritten text from the images. Then we have seen speech recognition, which deals with recognizing text from speech in 26 different languages to make projects like Alexa. Then we have seen machine learning, which deals with making and implementing machine learning models to classify image, human pose, and audio into different class. So these are the five tools, five artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques that you can like use and learn, use in PictoBlocks, and you can learn those techniques. So you can learn all those techniques from the course that we have developed based on this. So yeah, so I will just play the video.
Every day,
able to see this
new
video.
technologies influence our lives more than we realize. From Alexa to Snapchat filters, we are surrounded by artificial intelligence or AI, making it important for the 21st century kids to understand it. Our online course on AI takes kids into the exciting world of artificial intelligence, where they perform fascinating activities such as identifying celebrities in an image, making a face detector, recognizing handwritten and printed text, building machine learning models, etc. in an engaging way. The best part, the course is based on PictoBlocks, a blog-based programming platform that allows beginners to write code from day one. Anybody can take the course sitting anywhere in the world thanks to the live online sessions, and parents can track their child's progress with periodic assessments and quizzes. After completing the course, kids will get a certificate of completion and stand a chance to win exciting prizes. So, what are you waiting for? Hop on board and learn the skill of the future with us.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I can just start my screen share again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would now invite Nidhi to elaborate more on this course that we have developed. Yeah, so
Yeah, thank you, Pankaj. That was a very informative session. I hope everyone has enjoyed that. Now, let us see how the things will be covered in the course. First, we will be starting with the introduction of AI and how it is similar or different from human intelligence. This will be the set of momentum for the coming lessons. The applications you have heard from Pankaj, like computer vision, face recognition, OCR, speech recognition, machine learning, post classifiers, rock, paper, scissor games, these will be the projects you will be making into it. There is no field left without AI. In the coming times, we will be having all the things in AI. I hope all the people listens to Spotify. This is an application of AI only. Spotify make a list for you people, what songs you like. So that is the basic application. And I suppose face recognition you people always use in the smartphones. So in the last, after covering these projects, you will be making a capstone project, which will be the bridge of all the projects. It will show your creativity, your problem solving skills by making a real world solution. Because whenever you want to do the things, you have to learn through a project only. It should be a practical exposure, right? And you will be certified with a certificate that is called Go Intelligent, as you make your computer intelligent by coding with AI. I hope that you like the session, right? Let me have an overview of courses. So yes, it is a very much awkward query that can a 10-year kid can code, because there are many languages like Python and all the languages which are not GUI, graphical user interface and block-based programming, we are left with it. So this is a beginner level course, and you have already seen PictoBlocks, which requires no prerequisites. It can be taught each and every bit from the beginning. And you have to just drag and drop the blocks. You have no worry about coding and syntax error in that. We believe that activity-based learning is the fastest and the most effective way to impart our new skills in students. That's why we have kept activities in each lesson. For tracking the learning, we use assignments and quiz. Whatever projects that you will make in the activity, you will submit as an assignment on the website because it's an online portal. You will get login on that and you have to submit it accordingly. In order to help you out, we could conduct live sessions for these courses. This will help you to learn new concepts and your doubts will be solved by our STEAM instructors. We will be conducting 16 live sessions for this course, which will happen only 2 times per week. And at the end of the course, you will make a project which will first took a real world problem and then tackle it using our new technologies they have learned during the course. This project will test the newly gained skill from you. At last, you will be awarded with the certificate Go Intelligent after accomplishment of completing the course. This course is planned for engagement of 40 hours from the website and 16 hours of live sessions. You will be able to complete the course within the 8 weeks. Let's see about how you can enroll this into the course. Yes, we have 2 ways. If you are a self-learner, you can just buy the login and get access from the course. It is only in like the prices mentioned there. But if you think you want to learn it from the STEAM instructor, then you can opt for the second option, which will be providing you the lifetime access of the online course, and the duration will be the 8 weeks, and there will be quizzes and assignments, and you will get certificate on completion, and there will be 16 live sessions in a group of 5 or 6 students only. Yes, we believe in quality learning and we believe in small groups so that you can enjoy with your friends and do the activities. It should not be like a one-way broadcast like we people are doing it today in the webinar. We make it an interactive session of 5 to 6 people only, one instructor with the 5 students only. So we can enroll, and if you have any query, you can call upon this number regarding the course. I request parents to note it down, or we will message you up, WhatsApp you up for a bit. Right, so that will be... that will be okay for us. We can have a question answers. We have lots of questions in this amount, right, Pankaj?
Yeah, so we have one of the most most coming question is like, can they use PictoBlocks in their smartphone? So we currently you can download PictoBlocks in your Windows and Mac laptops, but we are soon launching PictoBlocks for Android phone and iOS phone as well. So you would be able to make projects through your smartphone as well. So we will be we are very near to its launch, and after that you would be able to create code in smartphone as well. So it will be a similar interface, and you would be able to do all the activities in that platform as well. So so for one major doubt was that. And then the second doubt was you can explain more about how the live sessions would be conducted, so the scenario of live sessions, so that it would be more understood by the parents and the students. So how the live session would be conducted?
Yeah, there is a milestone in our program, right? Firstly, we will be making all the thing practical learning to the kid by the STEAM instructor. Our STEAM instructor will make this app, like for example, if you go for a single thing like face detection, Steam Instructor will be live going with you, and you will be making this all in PictoBlocks. When you make the program, you will be confident enough. Then at home, you have to submit your quiz and your project into the website login, right? Whenever you get an access to the login, you buy the course, you will get an access login to our website. That will be, yes, the small groups are very interactive. Why it is so? We do not recommend one-to-one interaction because we are into the Steam learning. Steam always suggests a teamwork in it. So that's why we need a bigger team or a small team. But in bigger team, kids are not able to understand because you will be sharing your screen to other people also. They will also look into what you have done in the class session. So there are 4 to 5 people. They will be sharing the screen to teacher, and teacher will tell, Steam Instructor will tell what is the error in it. So that is the way how we are conducting our live sessions.
Yeah.
So
there are
that
a few more questions.
Yeah.
We can just take those. So someone has asked, like, is internet required? So yeah, internet would be required for the live session. So you will be conducting the live sessions on one of the will be conducting in the software which allows us to do online meetings. So we will be using those softwares, so that for that you will be required on internet, and to do this artificial intelligence activity as well, you will be requiring the internet. So someone has asked, can we download PictoBlocks in Linux computer systems? You can download PictoBlocks in Linux as well. So there is one more question which I think it's important for them to know, what will be the days and the timing of the live sessions, if you could.
Yeah, we will be starting up from the July 1st week.
Okay.
Right, that will be our session. And if you got enroll from this webinar, I will be sending you the code for it, right? There will be, if you enroll it till 30th, so you will be getting 15% discount on it. You have to just put a code in our website, that is STEAM15, which I has just shared in the chat box. So you can see that.
Yes.
Yeah, you got the link, Steam?
Yes, I guess people can see this link.
Okay, great. So that STEAM15 will be the code if we enroll it by this month, and so that we can plan the groups, and it will be according to the pace of the age group and pace of the students and kids, right? Whosoever will learn. So that will be great. Any other question do we have? One more question I'm searching, Pankaj, that is like how Scratch and PictoBlocks are different.
Yeah, so Scratch is basically developed by MIT, which is a US-based institute. But on top of that, what we have built is we have added different a lot of tools which allows you to make hardware-based application and programming robots and all those things. And you can also do you would be also be able to do AI and machine learning, like implement all these techniques into your projects as well. So those things are not allowed in Scratch. So using PictoBlocks, you would be able to do all these things, like program robots and program hardware as well. And then we will be also adding new features into PictoBlocks. So related to artificial intelligence, related to Internet of Things, or any other STEAM related activity, we will be adding the extension into PictoBlocks. So that's how it is different from Scratch. And so you can think PictoBlocks as an upgraded version of Scratch, which allows you to make a lot of activities.
Right, that is good. Thank you.
So if you want to download the PictoBlocks, you can go to Go Global's website and you can download it from there as well. And if you have any query, then you can definitely send your queries on the number that we have here.
Yeah, so thank you so much for attending it. Hope you have a healthy and a good day. Good evening to everyone. Thank you, Pankaj.